They said the Oklahoma City Thunder were unstoppable. They said this was their conference to lose. But tonight, under the brightest pressure in the West, the San Antonio Spurs didn't just win a game. They took the entire Western Conference. Visual, rapid flashes of Spurs defensive stops, crowd eruption, scoreboard flipping to 111 to 103. And now the question shaking the NBA is simple. How did a team nobody expected to dominate just punch their ticket to the NBA Finals? Let's rewind. The Oklahoma City Thunder entered this matchup as the rising powerhouse of the West. Young, explosive, fearless. A team built on highlight plays and relentless pace. Across from them, a San Antonio Spurs squad that analysts quietly respected, but few truly believed in. Old school discipline, new school execution. A system built on patience in an era of chaos. Game after game, the narrative stayed the same. Thunder flash. Spurs control. Thunder runs. Spurs respond. But no one predicted this ending. Because what happened in Game 7 wasn't just basketball. It was a complete takeover of pressure itself. The Spurs didn't win this series with loud moments. They won it in silence. With defensive rotations that felt choreographed. With offensive possessions that drained the life out of momentum. Every possession had a purpose. Every switch had discipline. Every mistake was punished. Not with emotion but with execution. And that's what made them dangerous. Because while the Thunder played like a wildfire, the Spurs played like water slowly rising. Unstoppable. But almost invisible. Until it's too late. The Oklahoma City Thunder came out like a statement. Fast pace. Early threes. Transition chaos. At one point, the Spurs looked stunned, like they were reacting instead of controlling. The arena was electric. Momentum. Completely OKC. And for a brief moment, you could feel it. The question every Spurs fan feared. Is the experience finally not enough? Because youth doesn't ask permission. It takes control. And OKC was taking everything. Then something changed. Not suddenly. Not loudly. But clinically. The Spurs slowed everything down. They turned chaos into structure. They turned speed into timing. Possession by possession, they erased OKC's rhythm. No rushed shots. No emotional decisions. Just execution. And slowly, the lead started to shrink. Then disappear. Then flip. Because when the Spurs found their composure, the entire game changed personality. Midway through the second half, the game hit its breaking point. Tie game. Possession after possession turning physical. Every shot now felt like it carried the weight of an entire franchise. And then, one defensive sequence. A Spurs stop. Then another. Then a transition finish that didn't just score. It shifted energy. The Spurs bench erupted. Not wildly, but like they knew something the building didn't yet understand. This was no longer a game of talent. It was a game of will. To their credit, the Thunder didn't fold. They fought back with everything they had. Deep threes. Aggressive drives. Defensive pressure that forced mistakes. For a moment, it felt like the script was flipping again. Like youth was about to reclaim control. But there was one problem. The Spurs weren't breaking. They were absorbing. And responding. Every Thunder run met a Spurs answer. Every moment of momentum got met with discipline. 2 minutes left. Spurs up but not safe. In the NBA, no lead is safe in a Game 7-like atmosphere. One mistake could flip everything. But San Antonio didn't blink. They ran perfect possessions. They forced tough shots on defense. They made every second feel heavier for Oklahoma City. And when the final surge came from the Thunder, the Spurs had an answer waiting. A cold, decisive sequence that broke the game open for good. And just like that, it was over. San Antonio Spurs 111. Oklahoma City Thunder 103. The Western Conference belonged to San Antonio. Not because they were the flashiest. Not because they were the fastest. But because they were the most controlled team when everything around them was falling apart. This wasn't just a win. This was a message to the entire NBA. In an era dominated by speed, highlight reels, and youth-driven chaos, the Spurs proved something different still wins. Structure, discipline, poise, and when it matters most, execution under pressure. Now they move on to the NBA Finals. But they don't go as underdogs anymore. They go as a warning. Was this Spurs victory proof that experience still beats youth in a Game 7 pressure moment? Or did OKC simply run out of gas at the worst possible time? Drop your take in the comments. I want to hear where you stand on this one. And if you love deep breakdowns, emotional sports storytelling, and moments like this that define entire eras, hit subscribe to at Usasports Journey 369 for more epic US highlight feeds that go beyond the scoreboard.